Amy Klobuchar has officially taken herself out of the running as a potential VP pick for Biden. And she explained why during a recent interview on MSNBC. Let's watch.
This is a historic moment, and America must seize on this moment. And I truly believe, as I actually told the vice president last night when I called him, that I think this is a moment to put a woman of color on that ticket. And there are so many incredibly qualified women. But if you want to heal this nation right now, my party, yes, but our nation, this is sure a hell of a way to do it. And that's just what I think after being through this in my state.
So Cenk, it appears that she is, well, I have my own theories on why she's doing this, which I'll get to in just a minute. But many are analyzing this as her opening the door for Kamala Harris to be chosen as the VP pick. There are other Black female politicians who I'm very admirable of, including Representative Barbara Lee. Just a consideration. I know that that's a long shot, but please look into her because she is a courageous representative who was the only one who was willing to speak out against the Iraq war invasion when no one else was willing to. Anyway, just my suggestion.
Yeah, not just Iraq. Barbara Lee voted. It was the only person in Congress to vote against that Afghan war in the House, and so and that took tremendous courage. So yeah, she doesn't mean pick a Black VP. She means pick Kamala Harris. So let's just be clear about a couple of things. Some people are wondering, like, oh, is this like a great goodwill gesture by Klobuchar when she was still in contention? Who would be that naive? Come on, are you serious? So first of all, obviously she's bowing out because she has a 0% chance. George Floyd was killed in Minnesota. She was a prosecutor in Minnesota who ran on being tough on crime, which these days we now know means tough on Black people. She had no chance of being picked, none. That's why she bowed out. It was smart politics because she knows that the media is going to not say that. They're going to say, well, she had a reduced chance of winning, et cetera, but a courageous move here and really looking to help the African American community. No. She has a problem that when she runs later for national office or is considered for the cabinet, people are going to say, hey, wait a minute now. She was not strong on Black issues or minority issues, but now she's going to get to say, but wait, I said to pick a Black VP. And the press is gonna go, oh, she said to pick a Black VP, that's it. Amy Klobuchar is so good, it wipes away her record completely, okay? And then there's a second point, which is kick Elizabeth Warren on her way out. So Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris appear to be the top two contenders. Elizabeth Warren, yes, is a progressive. I know a lot of you don't believe that. But certainly way more progressive than anyone else being considered. I wish Barbara Lee was being considered. Then I would argue Barbara Lee is potentially more progressive. But among the people that are in contention, Elizabeth Warren is the most left. And Klobuchar doesn't want anyone on the left. The establishment doesn't want anyone on the left. And that leads to, this is not just about Klobuchar. This is the establishment doing for the VP pick what they did for the presidential pick. So they all coalesced around Joe Biden and said, that's it, it's over, right? And now apparently the establishment is a little worried that Biden is actually seriously considering Elizabeth Warren. So now they're having the people like Klobuchar come out and go, no, it's got to be a Black VP pick. Oh, you want Barbara Lee? You want Nina Turner? Oh, no, I didn't mean Black. I meant Black, but I didn't mean Black. I meant the one I want, who's totally pro-establishment. Kamala Harris, who, by the way, has an identical record as me on crime. So I don't really care about the issue. I just want you to pick the person that looks the right way but acts the wrong way. So that's what this is all about.
Do you now understand why I'm super skeptical about any type of like shallow, hollow gesture that Biden does in response to progressives? I don't believe him. I don't trust. And look, that doesn't mean I get it. We need to get Trump out. Okay, but what I'm trying to also say is that we need to be real, and the establishment is gonna do what the establishment does. And I think that your analysis is right, but I also would like to send a message to Elizabeth Warren that when it comes to your theory of change, which is what turned me off personally to what she was trying to accomplish, you got to acknowledge that moderates are not your friend. Centrists are not your friends. They're not going to work with you to accomplish things that you want to accomplish, the progressive policy proposals you want to accomplish. I remember there was a period of time during the primaries where Warren and Klobuchar got all like friendly with one another in attacking Bernie Sanders together. And I thought that it was pretty sick because Klobuchar doesn't care about progressive values or progressive policies. And she labeled herself progressive, by the way. Okay. And I do want to give Lawrence O'Donnell some credit because her prosecutorial record did come up in the interview. Let's hear how that part of the conversation went down.
As you considered your own prospects in the last few weeks, did you have concerns about your own record as a prosecutor in Minneapolis and how that might be dragged into the campaign and into the possible how you could function as a vice presidential candidate?
I think I could have functioned fine. And there's a lot of untruths out there about my record. And now is not the time to debate those. And some things that have been put out there on disreputable sites and passed through the internet. And that's just what life is in politics. But I don't think we should be taking this moment to have those kind of political fights.
So I'm glad that he asked that question because I really do think that her prosecutorial record weighed into her decision to take herself out of the running. And of course, she received a lot of justified criticism over the prosecution of Mayan Burrell, who is very likely an innocent person convicted for a crime he did not commit. There were so many flaws in his prosecution, in his conviction, and even though all those red flags were brought up to Klobuchar over and over again, she was the prosecutor in the case, she refused to do anything about it. And so, yeah, I mean, if I had that type of skeleton in my closet, I wouldn't want to have to deal with the scrutiny if I were a VP pick, and I think that that did weigh into her decision.
Yeah, last two things here. I think that this might, though, prove, ironically, that Elizabeth Warren is being seriously considered. If she wasn't being seriously considered, the establishment wing wouldn't have to do a campaign against her. It would be assumed. Now, at the end of the day, Biden will probably do what the establishment wants because that's who Biden is. But it is relevant that apparently it's a real contest. And then, given that Klobuchar did this, and like I said, if it is a movement by the establishment wing, what you will see next, even though they are not in contention because Biden has said that he's picking a female vice president, countdown to Buttigieg and maybe even Bloomberg coming out and say, oh, we also agree that it should be a black VP pick, because they both also have problems with race in their past. They're both the guys who also rallied around Biden to make sure it wasn't Bernie Sanders. So they would be logical people to come and try to make sure that there's no progressive anywhere near power. So whatever you or anyone thinks of Elizabeth Warren and her progressive credentials, the establishment apparently thinks she's way too progressive and they don't want her anywhere near the White House.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.